said before the break, we are going across the pond there in London. We have a live look there over a nighttime London skyline. Well, we're hearing from the Princess of Wales, Kate Middleton, on her cancer treatment. As you know, back in late March, she told the world that she was undergoing treatment for an undisclosed form of cancer. I want to put up this tweet here that we kind of created at LiveNOW. Kate Middleton sharing a new photo and an update on her health. The Princess of Wales revealed she'll continue chemotherapy treatments for a few more months as she's, quote, not out of the woods just yet here. I want to read, though, the entirety of the statement. Princess Kate says this: I have been blown away by all the kind messages of support and encouragement over the last couple of months. It really has made the world of difference to William and me, and has helped us both through some of the harder times. I am making good progress, but as anyone going through chemotherapy will know, there are good days and bad days, she says. She goes on to say, on those bad days, you feel weak, tired, and you have to give in to your body resting. But on the good days, when you feel stronger, you want to make the most of feeling well. She says, my treatment is ongoing and will be for a few more months. On the days I feel well enough, it is a joy to engage with school life, spend personal time on the things that give me energy and positivity, as well as starting to do a little work from home. She says, I'm looking forward to attending the King's birthday parade this weekend with my family and hope to join a few public engagements over the summer, but equally knowing I am not out of the woods yet. I am learning how to be patient, especially with uncertainty, taking each day as it comes, listening to my body, and allowing myself to take this much-needed time to heal. Thank you so much for your continued understanding, and to all of you who have so bravely shared your stories with me. All right, in the meantime here, let's bring into the conversation our dear friend across the pond, British royal journalist Josh Rahm. For this major update to this story, he joins us. Josh, thanks for being with us here. It's been a while, and we have a lot to get to. So first, this is the first time we're hearing from Kate Middleton since she told the world her diagnosis to cancer. We don't know what type of cancer. We haven't throughout the duration of her health scare. But she was quite candid, I thought, in this statement. Very personal, talking about what she's going through, the trials and the tribulations that she has experienced, her good days and her bad days. Josh.
Absolutely. First and foremost, thank you so much for that lovely introduction. It's absolutely fantastic to be back on air with you, Andrew, and of course the LiveNOW from Fox family. So yes, it's exactly what you said. This is the first time we've heard directly from the Princess of Wales since that bombshell video announcement, that candid announcement back in March that she was undergoing preventative chemotherapy for an undisclosed type of cancer. As you said, she's still not revealed what type of cancer it is, and I suspect strongly that we're not going to hear what cancer this is. There are a couple of things to take from this. First and foremost, the BBC actually today reported that she may have been undergoing this preventative chemotherapy treatment since late February, even before she made the huge announcement, that brave video announcement, that candid video announcement after the intense speculation and deranged conspiracy theories surrounding her health. This is the first time we've heard from her publicly since then. But what she does say is the treatment is expected to go on still for a number of months. This suggests that whatever type of cancer she has, doctors are going with a very cautious approach, maybe quite a prolonged, aggressive approach when it comes to treating the cancer. Bearing in mind the picture today, which was revealed to be taken just this week on the Windsor estate, she is shown to be looking very healthy. She's got a very smiley, slightly pensive facial expression, but she's looking good. She's dressed in a very chic jacket. She's looking healthy. Her skin is glowing. Her hair is flowing. She still very much has her eyebrows and her long brunette locks. She's looking well. She's looking happy. So yes, this is also a very personal statement. It's a very significant update. We're seeing her kind of also, this shows once again her devotion, because although she's still undergoing treatment, and she's still got months to go with the treatment. She is going to be undertaking a huge appearance tomorrow at Trooping the Colour, where the nation celebrates the sovereign's official birthday alongside members of the family. So I think we can expect to see her on the Buckingham Palace balcony tomorrow when it is the RAF fly past. But what she's also saying in the statement, other personal stuff. She's saying how she's partaking in school life, and that gives her joy. She's spending time doing things that give her energy and positivity on those days in which she's doing well. And very optimistically, and this is a very optimistic statement, she's saying that she does want to return to public duties in the summer. Now, interestingly, notably, she hasn't given a date, an exact date for that return. She's just said around the summer, providing she feels well enough. She says in the statement, knowingly, that she is not out of the woods just yet. So we don't know how many public engagements this will be. I fully expect that they won't necessarily involve huge crowds. These will be small visits to some of her most treasured charities, some of the causes that she is most passionate about. But ultimately, this is the news that everybody in the UK, and possibly not just across the Commonwealth, but across the world, has been waiting for.
Yeah, and, you know, to your point, Josh, she hasn't had any official duties or engagements since the cancer diagnosis. I mean, is tomorrow with the Trooping of the Colour, is that considered an official duty or engagement, or is it just an appearance merely?
No, this is considered an engagement from what we're seeing in her statement. She's saying how she's going to be taking part in the parade. No, Trooping the Colour is one of them. It's not just an appearance. This is considered a state occasion. This is very much a prominent royal engagement. This is a showing of history, and this is a huge occasion tomorrow. This isn't just an appearance. As part of the parade, we're going to be seeing 1,200 soldiers. We're going to be seeing 400 musicians. We're going to be seeing 200 horses. This is going to be a huge display once again, not of the scale of the coronation, and of course not of the scale of the state funeral of Her late Majesty Queen Elizabeth II, but this is still going to show significant pageantry on display. This is a very significant royal occasion tomorrow. This isn't just an appearance. What we do know is there are, of course, other alterations to the occasion tomorrow. His Majesty the King is going to be taking part, rather than on horseback of what the monarch usually does. He's going to be taking part in the parade and inspecting the troops in an Ascot Landau carriage tomorrow. So already is going to be a slightly different Trooping the Colour than we're expecting. However, I think what is going to be so striking is this is the monarchy saying, no, despite all the reports, we are strong. Here is His late Majesty the King, and here is Her Royal Highness the Princess of Wales, both undergoing cancer treatment as we speak. King Charles III is still undergoing outpatient cancer treatment. But here are these two very senior members of the royal family turning up when it matters most, showing their devotion to their duty, showing their devotion to the country, showing the same devotion to service as Her late Majesty Queen Elizabeth II.
Yeah, you know, I want to put the photo up again because I think you can make the assessment, you know, you can have the opinion. I mean, she looks great in the photo. But when she's seen tomorrow, is there a trepidation amongst Britons about how she's going to appear, about how she is going to look while undergoing this chemotherapy treatment for this undisclosed form of cancer? I mean, is that in the atmosphere there, Josh? A worry that maybe she could look quite rough after all of this?
Well, this is the thing. I think if there was a chance that she would be looking rough, I don't think she would be taking part in the Trooping of the Colour ceremony. And actually, what this picture shows, that there's no need for trepidation. This picture shows the Princess of Wales in her natural habitat, so to speak, in where she loves most, on the Windsor estate, surrounded by nature, but as you said, looking very well. So actually, if they just released the statement, there would have probably been more more speculation if the written statement was just released alone.
Okay.
This image, I think this image showing the princess looking so well, I think this puts any sort of speculation of any sort of trepidation and worry to bed. I think people are actually slightly more worried about King Charles III and how he will look rather than the Princess of Wales. And even in the Princess of Wales, when she first released that cancer statement, that bombshell cancer statement in March, she wasn't necessarily looking her best, but she actually, as you can see on camera, in that particular statement, there were tones of optimism there. As she said in that statement, she wanted to assure her children, Prince George, Princess Charlotte, and Prince Louis, that she was well. That was what she was saying in her own words. But of course, this announcement is very much good news, but with that comes more eyes on the Princess of Wales tomorrow. You know, this is going to be the first time we've seen her in a real official capacity in person at an event like this since Christmas, since December the 25th, when she did the walkabout outside St. Mary Magdalene's Church in Sandringham, when she was holding the hand of her daughter, Princess Charlotte. That was the last time we saw her on a public engagement. So, of course, releasing the statement is good news, but of course, this does mean that all eyes are going to be on Princess Catherine tomorrow. That is for sure. But what this statement does, the way that this news has been received, this news has been received utterly euphorically in the UK. There is only amazing reaction to this. There isn't really that kind of feeling of trepidation. Everybody is super excited to see Princess Catherine, but with that comes more eyes and potentially more scrutiny. But knowing the Princess of Wales, she will absolutely turn it out.
And you know, nodes of optimism, of course, here. We want to project that out there in the atmosphere. But you and I and so many viewers watching know people who have been affected by cancer. We know what it does to the spirit. We know what it does to the body. That's why I asked that question. Josh Ram, as always, can't thank you enough for your insight there across the pond. Of course, Josh, you'll be joining us tomorrow for coverage of Trooping the Color, will you?
I will. I look forward to joining Josh Breslow tomorrow morning for coverage of Trooping of the Colour, where I'll be going through everything. I'll be going through all the events, and also just this week, you know, this is great because sources told me that Princess Catherine's recovery was going well. So, you know, I think this is going to be a real scene to watch tomorrow for the UK and around the world.
All right, Josh Ram, thanks so much. Talk soon.
Talk soon. Thanks so much, Andy.